Cabbage is everywhere right now, and it's for a good reason. It's cheap, it's versatile, and when it's made right, it's incredible. In this recipe, I'm gonna take cabbage wedges, I'm gonna roast them in the oven hard for color and flavor, and then finish them in a simple oven braise so they turn tender, glossy, and they are packed with flavor. This recipe is modern, minimal, and proof that cabbage deserves way more respect. For the full ingredient list, check the description box below, but enough talking, let's get cooking. The first step to getting this recipe going is cutting this cabbage into wedges. When cleaning a cabbage, all I really like to do is peel off the outer leaves. Cabbage is such a tight vegetable that, like, if you peel off the outer leaves, I don't think the inside can get any cleaner. Like, if I wash this, what am I washing other than these leaves? And these were protected by these, so that's about as far as I'll go cleaning up the cabbage. I'm gonna trim off the stem, and I'm gonna keep the stem pretty intact. I'm just trying to take like the dirty bottom part off, but I need to keep the stem intact. For this recipe, to cut them into wedges and for the wedges to hold together as best as possible, we gotta keep the core intact, or the stem. So we're gonna cut the cabbage upside down, and usually I won't do this because it's gonna rock, so always make sure that when you're cutting something that's round, that you put it nice and flat as best as possible, and you keep your forearm and your hand touching the cutting board. You don't wanna be all the way up here kind of holding it in space. Bear down on it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find right in the middle of the wedge, and I'm just gonna draw like a little line right in the middle. Now I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna push the knife all the way through, my hand on the other side. I'm gonna go down and then cleaver down. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but now we can kind of just like use the sharpness of the knife to cut the rest of the cabbage all the way through. Now to cut these into wedges, we're gonna do the same exact thing. So I'm gonna find the middle, and I'm gonna do it upside down just so I can see where I'm going. And I'm gonna find the middle of that stem and cut all the way through. So now each one of these quarters I'm gonna cut into 3 pieces. So now here, I'm gonna take the cabbage and I'm gonna put it on an angle, so the round parts here and the flat parts here, and I'm gonna try as best as possible to aim and get a piece of that stem so the cabbage remains in one piece. Now I'm gonna do the same, and I'm gonna split this one more time. If any of it comes loose, you just push it all back together. We don't have to be super exact. If by chance, so like this one, I didn't do a good job of getting the stem on this. So what I'll do is I'll take a toothpick or two and just pop it through, and that'll keep everything together. Usually I'll do like one on one side and one on the other. Just keep track of where you're putting these toothpicks. You don't want them to end up in the final dish. So now I transfer the wedges over to this baking tray. I've lined it with aluminum foil and parchment paper. And this is also an extra large baking tray. I'm gonna try to do the whole head of cabbage, roasted all together, nothing left over. So now I'm gonna take some olive oil, I'm gonna drizzle it over the top of the wedges. And I'm just trying to just like move it back and forth. You can use a spray here too, but I find that this way works really well. So now we're gonna season with some of my base seasoning. This is a blend of garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. I'm just gonna give this a nice sprinkle on top. And some smoked paprika. This is gonna give it a nice red color and a good smoky flavor. And I'm not being too exact, I'm just giving it like a little light sprinkle on top of each one. So now I'm gonna get in there with my hands, and I'm just gonna like rub the cabbage wedges around, just so they're like coated with the oil and the spices are just like a little bit more even. And I'll even just like rub it in there because a lot of the spices are on the baking tray. So I'm kind of like catching the bottom with like a little bit of the oil, a little bit of the spices. And if you notice any of your cabbage wedges are coming apart like this one, I'll just take a toothpick and I'll just pop it right in. And I'll tally up that total from 3 toothpicks to 4. Actually, we're gonna put a 5th one in there. We're gonna go 5. So now these seasoned wedges are gonna go in a 400-degree oven with the convection setting on for about 20 minutes. So we get like a nice brown color on these. A lot of times this like melting cabbage, at least that's where I got the recipe from. It's kind of like inspired by melting cabbage. They would brown it in a pan. And I never really found that work as well as seasoning cabbage like this and then throwing it in the oven. And it also allows us to cook it all together in one shot, as opposed to doing this in batches, like 3 at a time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 batches, both sides. That just like takes a long time. This is way quicker. So let's throw this in the oven for about 20 minutes, and now let's make our braising liquid. The base of our braising liquid is gonna be some chicken stock. If you wanted to make this veggie, you could just use some veggie stock, but here I'm gonna use some low sodium chicken stock. Usually start off with about 2 cups. I might add a little bit more once I put the cabbage in the braising liquid, but 2 cups is a good place to start. Now I'm gonna add some of this Dijon mustard, about 2 tablespoons. For some acidity, some white wine vinegar. If you don't have white wine vinegar, you can use lemon juice, you could use apple cider vinegar, any vinegar would work here. Here comes the garlic. I'm gonna hold the garlic by the root and then I'm gonna use my microplane to shred it in there and turn this into like a garlic paste. So like this is one of the opportunities that if you do use like the garlic in the tube that's already mushed into a paste, this would be a great opportunity to use it, but fresh is always gonna be better. Don't forget to clean the bottom because that's where a lot of the garlic sits on the microplane. And now we're gonna season it with some fresh dried oregano. This is out of the Talenti container out of my mom's garden. Oregano is one of those herbs that can really soften inside of a braise, whereas like sometimes like you put like an Italian seasoning inside here, so you get some of those like woody stems, not too pleasant. Now we're gonna go with some fresh ground black pepper. And now to really fortify the flavors in here, we're gonna use some chicken bouillon paste. This is such a great pantry ingredient because it just like takes a liquid like this, really just like bumps up the flavor. You just throw a little spoonful in there. So now let's mix everything together. I'm gonna use a whisk. You can use a whisk or use a fork, but we gotta break up that chicken bouillon paste that we put in and the mustard. And it's just gotta like mix in nice. And we got that garlic that we put into a paste. We also got to mix that. And notice I didn't add any salt to this, even though I used the low sodium chicken stock. That chicken bouillon paste has got a lot of salt on it. We're gonna cover the cabbage with some Parmesan cheese at the end too. So, you know, you always have to consider what are the components of all the salt that you're putting in. But maybe you like food a little salty, and here you would just, I don't know, maybe use full blast chicken stock without the reduced sodium, or add a pinch of salt to this. While we're waiting for our cabbage wedges to finish in the oven, let's chop up our garnishes. So when you're cooking, you always want to make sure that you're using your time very efficiently. Even though this is like the last step, I already got my cutting board out, I already got the knife out. You may as well chop everything right now, so when you need it, it's already done. That's one of the things that separates, you know, good home cooks from average ones, from poor ones, is the order in which you do stuff, and like getting all the stuff done at first really helps like the smoothness and the speed. So do all your prep, then assemble the dish, and while you're doing that, you're cleaning up the whole time. So those have been in the oven for about 20 minutes. You can see that we started to get like really nice like charring and singeing on those end leaves. This is some of the best parts about this. We got a nice light browning on top. This is perfect and ready to braise. So now I'm gonna transfer the roasted wedges into this baking tray. I'm gonna make sure that I use a nice thin spatula to make sure that we get underneath. This is also the point at which you wanna remove your toothpicks. So I think we put 5 in there. So we got 1, 2, 3. So now what I like to do with the wedges is we'll take them and put them down, and we'll kind of like layer them like on top of each other. And while I'm transferring these over, I'm trying to find those last toothpicks. And the reason I keep talking about counting the toothpicks is when I've made this recipe before in the past, I have left toothpicks in and then have to pick them out of my mouth while eating. So now I'll kind of like scallop them in, one and then the other. Oh, there we go. Found 1 and 5. We are now safe from the toothpicks. So now right before we pour liquid on top, I'll just give this a little mix just in case anything's settled. And now we're gonna pour the liquid just right on top of the cabbage wedges. And now I'm gonna cover it just loosely with aluminum foil, so we're trapping the steam in. I'm also gonna take a knife and just poke a couple holes just to let some steam escape, because I want it to trap the steam, but at the same time, I also want a little bit of the liquid to reduce. We don't want the liquid to reduce too much, so we don't want to leave it uncovered because then the steam's not gonna steam our cabbage and make it nice and tender. I'm gonna turn my oven down to 350 degrees, and I'm gonna put this in there for about 20 to 30 minutes until the cabbage is super tender. All right, so that's been in the oven for about 30 minutes. The smell coming off of here is wonderful. You can see the liquid line has reduced a little bit. So we did get a little bit of that reducing, but the liquid just didn't completely disappear. And now we got like some nice juice to work with. So one thing that I like to throw on top is gonna be some of this here Worcester sauce. And I'm just gonna give it just like a nice light dash just over the top. Worcester sauce, or as you know it, Worcestershire sauce. I just say Worcester. It's got a nice umami flavor, so that's gonna bring out just a lot of good flavors here. Now we have one more little umami bomb. We're gonna shred on some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. And we're gonna put a nice generous sprinkle on top and give this just like a nice cover over. So we're gonna try to melt and brown this cheese. So I'm gonna throw my broiler on low, and then we're gonna send this in the broiler on the middle rack for a couple of minutes until we get a nice browning on top, but before it gets burned. So if you have a temperature broiler, I like to reduce this down to like 450 on the broil, and I think that's like the high end to low. Most new ovens have this like broil temperature where they have like different temperatures and it's not just high-low. So if you have one of these, put it on about 450. If you have a broiler high-low, use low. This looks fantastic. It smells so good. The colors on here are perfect. See how we got that like that nice browning, but it doesn't look burnt. It looks really appetizing. It looks delicious. The cheese is a little melted. The sauce has reduced a little bit. This looks so good and smells so good. There's only one thing that's gonna make it look a little bit better. Is gonna be sprinkling some of this fresh parsley on top. That's gonna give this a nice pop of color. And now how amazing does this braised cabbage look? So let's get one of these cabbage wedges. Look how amazing this looks. Look at the colors. Look how tender it looks. I haven't even bitten into it yet, and it looks so good. And let's not forget some of that sauce. So we could always just take a little extra of that juice and pour that on top. This is gonna be an epic bite. I think I wanna lead with the front half of this. But you could see that this is just like nice and tender. It cut like butter. Well, enough talking about it. Let's see how this tastes. They say that 2026 is the year of the cabbage, and I feel partly responsible for this because this is so good. Oh my God, look how tender that cabbage is. The outer leaves sometimes don't get super tender, but they get even better. They get a little crispy. But crispy gives you good texture, good flavor. Wow, the juice is so good. The little bit of cheese that we put on, please don't skip that step. That last bite was deliciously cheesy. And cabbage is the side dish that I don't care what you're eating for dinner, it goes with it. That is so good. I'm gonna drink the juice off this plate because it's that fantastic. You know food is good when you're just unable to get rid of the juice that's on the plate. This is that flavorful. It's got umami, it's a little salty, it's savory, it's so good. I absolutely love cabbage, and this is a really easy way to prepare it. I'm gonna finish a few more of these cabbage wedges. While I'm doing that, hit a like on this video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, get the notification bell on so you can find out when I drop new recipe videos. And if you are into cabbage, check out my cabbage soup recipe. That is an original recipe by me that I think is probably one of the best things that I make. And if you're watching this in the winter time, braised cabbage, cabbage soup, it's fantastic. I will see you there. Thanks.